For years, the dream in Bengaluru had a pretty clear script, right? You land a great job in the booming tech industry, pull in a high salary, and then you use that paycheck to buy a home. It was the symbol of success, a solid asset built on the confidence of a steady IT career. But that confidence, it's being seriously tested right now. And in this explainer, we're going to dig into exactly why.
This whole conversation really blew up because of one story that just went viral. Just picture this. A tech professional buys this amazing apartment, puts down a huge payment, and commits to a pretty hefty monthly EMI. Everything's going great. And then, bam, he gets laid off. His story just made this abstract fear of job insecurity feel incredibly real and personal, and it got a lot of people talking.
And really, that brings us to the big question we're tackling today. With all the mass layoffs, the hiring freezes, and now the rise of AI, is taking out a 25-year home loan still a smart move? Is the very dream that built so much of modern Bengaluru actually turning into a potential financial trap?
Okay, so to really get why everyone's so anxious today, we first have to look back and understand the confidence of yesterday. For a long, long time, there was this simple, proven formula for success in Bengaluru's tech scene. And it's what made that home loan seem like such a sure thing. It honestly was that straightforward. You bought your place, and you could pretty much count on two things happening. Your salary would keep climbing, and the value of your property would shoot up right along with it. It was like a dual engine for building wealth that felt almost guaranteed. And man, it fueled a massive boom in the city's real estate market. But the ground is shifting. That simple formula is now being challenged by a new and way more complicated reality. That quiet confidence that came with a steady IT paycheck, it's fading fast, and it's being replaced by this widespread feeling of uncertainty. Now, what's really fascinating here is how all these things are connected. We're not just talking about a regular economic dip anymore. The rapid rise of AI is fundamentally changing what a software job even is. I mean, things like routine coding or quality testing, they're getting automated. So that core promise of job security, well, for a lot of people in the industry, it's just not a guarantee anymore. So to see what this actually looks like in real numbers, let's jump back to that viral story for a sec. The apartment he bought cost 1.3 crore rupees. That is a huge financial commitment, even when you have a high-paying tech job. And this is the number that really hits home. 78,000 rupees every single month. An amount that, sure, is totally manageable when you have a salary coming in, but it becomes this source of incredible stress the moment that salary disappears. So that was the situation for someone who bought their home 2 years ago. But what about for someone trying to get into the market today? Well, the financial pressure has actually gotten even more intense.
Think about this. For an apartment costing around 1 crore rupees today, buyers are often looking at EMIs that are over 1 lakh rupees a month, every month. This just raises the stakes so much higher and shrinks any room for error or, a period of unemployment. It's like a high-wire act with absolutely no safety net.
And this slide just perfectly lays out the whole debate. The old way of thinking totally still has a point. Rents do go up, MIIs are fixed, and property is an asset. But the new reality brings up a much, much tougher question. A long-term loan is, at its core, a bet on long-term stable income. So, is a 25-year stable career really a realistic bet in today's tech world?
This is it. This is the heart of the matter, the single biggest risk, and it's the one thing that's making so many people stop and think twice. The bank's payment schedule doesn't care about industry trends or automation or whether you have a job. It just keeps coming, month after month.
So what's the way forward here? Well, it's probably not about giving up on the dream entirely. It's more about coming at it with a new, much more cautious and strategic financial playbook.
What financial planners are saying is that there's a big shift towards building a stronger defense. This means you've got to actively try to keep that EMI manageable. Maybe that means a smaller place or a different neighborhood. It means building an emergency fund that can cover you for not just 3 to 6 months, but maybe even longer. And it means being super disciplined about your spending to beef up those savings. It's all about creating a financial shield so you can handle whatever storms might be coming.
But here's a really fascinating counter-argument. Some tech professionals are actually flipping this pressure on its head. For them, that huge EMI isn't a burden, it's a powerful motivator. It's the kick they need to constantly upskill, to master AI, to specialize in cloud architecture, whatever it takes to make sure they stay ahead of the curve in a crazy competitive job market. Overall, though, the general mindset has definitely shifted. Real estate experts are noticing that while people are still looking for homes, it's taking them a lot longer to decide. Buyers are being way more careful when they calculate the risks, and for a lot of them, the priority has changed. It's less about securing a property and more about securing a resilient, future-proof career first. The dream isn't dead, but the path to get there has absolutely changed.
And that kind of leaves us with this final thought. It's no longer just about whether you can afford the EMI today. The real question is, can you afford it for the next 20 or 25 years? It forces you to look at your own career and ask a very modern, very real question. In a world that's being completely reshaped by AI, is my job secure enough for a 25-year commitment?